It's been about a year. Let me unlock the truck first. Take two. It's been about a year since I replaced the engine in this truck. Almost 10,000 miles later. And everything's been great. Except for one thing. Yep, you're hearing that right. My driver's side exhaust manifold is leaking already. It's a dormant exhaust manifold and it quiets up after the truck runs for a little bit and warms up. But it's annoying, I hate it. Especially knowing that I just fixed that problem about a year ago. So I'll show you the crack where it's leaking from. Rock Auto was kind enough to warranty the part for me, so I've got a new part, but that still doesn't eliminate the frustration of me having to put the time into getting this stupid thing off and putting a new one on. But I figured, hey, least I could do is make a video. So right here is the driver's side manifold. And if you look close, there it is. Ooh, you don't even have to look close for that. That's what's making our ticking noise. Look at that, a nice crack right down that last cylinder there. First things first, I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster on these. Look at that. In the manifold right here on the top, it's cracked. So, all right, let's get her soaking in PB Blaster here. Thanks to everything being so new under here, I didn't have any trouble getting the catalytic converters off of the manifolds. All that came off easily. Took the mount loose here to drop down the exhaust on both sides. That side over there is loose as well. So I didn't have any issues getting all that out. My main concern now is just how challenging this is going to be to get the manifold out. I'm hoping for the best, but you never know. I'm really hoping I don't have to take that old dipstick tube out, because that was a real pain. But we'll see. So now I'm gonna take the manifold nuts off of the studs and then try to take the studs out if I can. It'll just make removing the manifold that much easier. So here's the first one. The stud and the nut came out together. Now we'll work on the second one here. And this one's doing the same thing, as you can see. At least it started to. Now just the nut is turning and not the stud. And all the studs out as well. The manifold is now loose. So here are the old gaskets. I've got new ones left over from when I did the engine replacement. So we'll put some new ones on. There's one, and here's two. So now, gotta figure out how to get the manifold out of here. And at long last, here comes the old manifold. So there's the crack, as you can see. It's on that last cylinder. Runs along the whole thing. So the reason it got quieter when it warmed up is because the manifold would expand and would close the crack up. Take the heat shield off the new manifold here to ease installation. Compare the new one to the old one. They look to be about the same. Same part number. Different build date. That's about it. So we'll hope that this one doesn't crack. So here's the new manifold in place. Now I need to get my studs started over there line the gaskets up, which are sitting right here, and hopefully this all goes smoothly. I'm about 2 hours into the job so far. It hasn't been very fun, I won't lie. Stuff's kind of a pain to get to here. Here are the top manifold studs installed. I've got the gaskets hanging from the studs there, and then what I can do is pick the manifold up here. It's a little difficult to do single-handedly, and slide it onto the studs. So that's the plan. I think if I did this again in the future, I would take all the bottom ones out first and let it hang from the top, because the tops are much more easy to get to than the bottoms. And here's the manifold installed. All I have to do now is tighten the 13mm nuts that secure the manifold to the cylinder head. The installation procedure was much easier and faster than the removal. One thing I am going to do differently with this new manifold installation versus the old one, that was when I replaced the engine, is I'm going to attach the catalytic converter first to the manifold. I have a feeling what happened is I tightened up the exhaust manifold before installing the catalytic converter, and then when I did put the catalytic converter on, I do remember the exhaust system being in a bind, and I just can't help but wonder if that's what caused the manifold to crack. So I'm going to play it safe this time and install the catalytic converter first and then secure the manifold, because I'm betting that could have been a cause of the problem. And now with the manifold still loose, I'm going to tighten up the converters one at a time, slowly but surely. This will get them into place. Cats are secured to the manifolds. As you can see up here, though, this manifold is still a little bit loose. I left that for last, so now I'm going to secure the manifold where it is to prevent it from binding. Oxygen sensors are plugged back in. Mount back here is put back on. We should be all good to go. And we'll start this up after I tighten the manifold nuts up there and hope for no leaks. Well guys, there we go. It's all done. About 4 hours later, and one set of filthy hands and a dirty uniform, and my best friend, Snappy. By the way, if you do this job, best tool you can have. It's going to be your best friend for getting to those tight manifold nuts, especially in the front. This thing will sneak right in there and get them out. It works perfectly. So without further ado, let's crank it up and hope for no leaks. Oh, it's so much better. Oh man, I think I can drive my F-150 again now. That was well worth all the headache and getting filthy and 4+ hours of labor. So I'm really hoping that securing the catalytic converters before tightening the manifolds to the cylinder heads makes a difference. We'll see in another year here. Hopefully these will last a lot longer than this one did. That big crack down the middle there. And there we go, guys, all put back together. Everything's done, re-secured. Get my light out from under here. This thing is good to go. It's about 5 hours total. And now that I've done it and know what to do next time, I bet I could do it in a few hours less. All right, this truck is fixed once again. Kind of excited. I'm about to take it on a 3-hour drive here, so it'll be nice to not have to hear the chicken sound anymore. Hope you enjoyed the video.